And welcome everybody to the quarterfinals of the Rivalry Captain's Draft here between Team Arkali and Team LegendJerry. Sorry for everything being mildly scuffed. I think it's kind of put together at the last second. Hopefully Hyde should be joining us soon and we'll be ready to go. Just getting everything organized here. Hello, hi, how's it going?
Hello. Oh, ready for this absolute banger of a series.
Yeah, no, it should be good. Apologies to everyone on the stream. Just getting things in order at the moment. As we are going through Pixel Band here, seeing a lot of bands thrown towards Put Bacon and Vegan, plus the Heckram away from Lush. And then Yak Attack and Arkali getting targeted themselves with their mains.
Yeah, this is a pretty standard triple ban against Put Bacon on Vegan's team.
Yeah, nothing too surprising so far. And the Seraphine has to be kind of banned away by red side a lot of the time now, because it thinks it's kind of a bit too strong, in my opinion. And then they're going to actually first pick the Tristana as a flex. Now, I don't know if Raj actually plays this, or Arkali rather, in the mid lane. But obviously, Tedblon's played a lot of it in the tournament. Fairly infamous for rocket jumping forward to his demise. But we'll see if he can channel that aggression a little more cleanly in this game.
Yeah, just Jinx being picked up by Volta Nexus. I don't know. Now I'm not sure whether or not Jinx wins it, but I'm very sure Tristana will beat Jinx come mid game ish if Tristana gets her lead, which I'm pretty sure Tedblon will always do. Amumu? Oh god, no.
So,
please, I mean that's a placeholder.
In lane for sure, Tristana should have the all-in advantage, right? But the thing about Jinx is that she's really team dependent. So if she has the picks around her to give her like the zone and that she can free fire, she will actually do more work than the Tristana. The Tristana has the advantage in terms of like she has tools to be able to like kind of play more for herself. Like she has rock jumps to reposition. She has the buster shot to knock, targets away. But just in terms of raw DPS, the Jinx can be quite scary. So, but it really depends on like how they play around her.
Yeah. Malphite being locked in, which is one of Bacon on Vegan's 4 notable champions that I know of, because he has the Irelia as well. But not Irelia, sorry, the Arkali, but of course that had to be banned away from Raj. However, I'm not a big fan of the Amumu pick. I would prefer something more on the lines of like Jarvan, because Amumu will still fall behind when it comes to like clear speed against Udyr. Like 95% of the champions that play jungle will clear slower than Udyr. And Amumu, he kind of needs to he needs to scale and farm, but he's going to do it a lot slower. And Udyr's going to get on the map as well. He's going to get Jinx ahead.
Yep.
So you need to get something that like has a lot of more early pressure than an Udyr. Something like early game ganking junglers like Jarvan is good because like if Jinx can't get out of the pit without flash, right? So if you see in a mobile ADC, you kind of need something that has that kind of lockdown. Amumu is okay. It's just not ideal right now.
Yeah, I'd say it's more of a comfort thing, right? Like Jack Attack has more of a eclectic jungle pool, we'll say. Obviously the Rammus being his main champ, but I'm sure he has a few other spicy things up his sleeve. So see now, so Morgana was locked in the counter to Thresh. Obviously, good lane counter. Can mitigate the hook. Obviously, really good for the Jinx, as she doesn't have the mobility to necessarily dodge away from the CC.
Yeah.
And then also helps with like Amumu as well, right? So. And then Mordekaiser picked into the Malphite. So feels like they're almost a little AP heavy already because you got Mordekaiser and Mumu, right? So that means that they're either flexing Tristan into mid as their AD option, or they're going to have two ADCs, and they are going to go for the Corki. So actually, very topside magic focus here will make itemization for like the Malphite and the Udyr are fairly easy in the early game because they can just stack a bit of MR and they'll be mostly fine. And then you know, it's easy for them to get a bit of armor for the mid late game when Tristan is going to be in the mix. So.
Okay, these comps are like turbo cringe, right? oh my god. Okay. You know what? The Annie does save it. The problem is that
they're very mixed range on.
It's just
LegendJerry.
Both teams are AP heavy.
Yeah.
It's like all the focus will be on Ted Blonde and Volton X doing all the work. So if all Lush and Jack Attack have to do is legit pitch a 10 bot lane and prevent the enemy ADCs from doing anything. Unfortunately, Jinx has a lot of protection with the circles from Annie, Malphite, Morgana, Black Shield to like negate a Mumu and Mordekaiser ult. But Ted Blonde and Arkali are to carry threats that they have to deal with. Annie isn't so much as a carry threat come late game versus that comp. So
yeah,
it's still 4 APs on both sides.
Yeah, that's for sure. So we'll see if that ends up making much of an impact on either side. Just looking at the comps, like in terms of how they actually want to play, it feels like there's definitely more scaling here. Actually, no, it's hard to say, right? I'd say there's more scaling here for Team LegendJerry because obviously Malphite, you know, late game, super hard to kill. You know, having the low cooldown ulti is also like super dangerous for the composition here for Team Arkali. Also, Jinx scaling pretty nutty. Again, they have a lot of zone control with Annie, with Malphite, with Udyr. So Jinx should be able to have a lot of fun free firing, especially with the Black Shield available. The only thing it's going to have to be careful of is the poke, especially from the Corki, because we've seen before like just how much damage he can output. It's very disgusting.
You got to experience that yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes. We also used it ourselves. Like Emmett also pulled it out himself in the mid lane a couple times.
Oh yes, Last Whisper. Corki. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, we won't talk about how the games actually went, but yeah, like the Corki is just super strong, right? It's mobile, it has range, and it scales like a monster. So you have to be very, very careful of it. Like, it means that you're going to have to, like, really plan your gauges mostly on him, right? And it's kind of hard to pin him down, especially when he has kind of some beefy boys himself to work with like Mumu, Mordekaiser, right? So we'll see if they can execute on that. And we will go to a brief delay, or brief break, just as we wait for a spectator to catch up. I'll be back to bit, guys. And you're back, guys, here into game 1 of Team Arkali and Team LegendJerry in this best of 3 quarterfinal. The loser of this will be knocked out of the tournament. The winner does go on to face Arcane in the semi-finals. And so far, just going for a 5-man spread. Nothing, no cheeky early gang level 1s. Just double checking high what time you are on the game.
Just 1 second. 53, 54.
Cool.
Yeah.
We are on point there. Oh no, guys.
Okay. If I play by player color, I actually forgot to ask this. What Jack attack? Legend.
What was that? Sorry.
Am I play by player or color this time? I didn't forgot.
What would you like to do?
I can do play by play if you want to do color.
Yeah, that's all with me.
Okay. Excellent.
So, nothing too unusual happening here. Leash on blue side for the Moo, and either starting on his red up in the top. So, Bacon Vegan's going to get the lane just a little bit late. We'll see if that has much of an impact, but I'd say Udyr just looking at power clear, like you said early on, then maybe try to make some impact on the map before the Moo can start making these kind of roam heavy ganks to try to put pressure on the map.
Yeah. Responding for way to pair.
Yeah, 1 out of 1 so far. 100% hit rate. I think Morgana is one of his comfortable champions as well. I could be wrong about that, but like they have played like a decent amount of the Jinx as well, right? So they've definitely got themselves like a relatively like comfortable bot lane here. And LegendJerry getting some nice poke down. Is going to get traded back though on by Arkali. And Corki has really nice trading, you know, if you can get those rockets and the the Q and the E off, obviously. Without armor shredding.
Big balls on Raj, actually. Yeah, I never. This is the kind of guy I'd expect. Like after you hit him, he like runs away in fear. But like he recognized the trading pattern and like he got a very even trade out of it. It's really good.
I mean,
I'm impressed actually.
He's grown since the days of playing Lissandra mid. You know, at least a little bit. So has shown some aggressive tendencies throughout the tournament.
Nice wave stacking up for both for top sides here. So like he has the prio for Jack attack to get that crab, and bot lane is slowly pushing in, which means Udyr can't get that crab himself.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure they know this and they're just gonna respect it, hopefully let it freeze as best as the Tristana can.
Yeah. So they do spawn out in the Warden River, so no danger of a gank coming through there. So he's gonna get himself the crab, and yeah, again. Nothing too crazy happening so far. Just kind of ping-ponging waves back and forth. And trying to look... Oh, we do see Udyr has invaded into the bot side here, but it's going to run straight into the Corki. It's going to actually just try to get some vision down, looks like.
Interestingly enough, I noticed that Cormac has the Comet for Malphite, but I don't see him using his Q as often. I guess it's because he knows that Mordekaiser has the D shield and second wind.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like kind of pointless, but that gives Mordekaiser that free reign to just do whatever he wants in that lane because he has a leash.
Yeah, that's true. And you see Bacon Vegan isn't too far behind. Should be able to get most of the CS and will only be about maybe 6 CS down at most. Which into the Mordekaiser as a Malphite, probably not that bad early on, right? Just because he can kind of bully out quite a bit. And going resets helping both top and bot. And as you said, the wave is being frozen. So hopefully next in a really good spot here to try deny a lot of CS here from Ted Blonde. Just juggling the aggro here to keep the wave here. Yeah, it's nice done.
Yeah, both junglers on their second rotation clear. I think I wasn't sure if Lush got his. Hang on, let me count this out. No, I think there was a little scuffle over the Raptors, but we didn't get to see it.
Yeah, but he does have the level lead, so it's possible that maybe he stole away like Raptor or two, right? Denied some XP from Jack Tack. Obviously, Udyr also just clears faster, right? So it's natural that he's probably going to have a minor XP lead at this point. We'll see if he ends up doing anything with it. Mountain Dragon is available.
Yeah.
Right now.
Jack Attack actually is pretty. I think he's actually ahead in terms of like clear speed. The problem is now that because Udyr cleared his entire top, that he will be bot, so he has all this time to like either gank, take his camps, or like do an early dragon, because Amumu still has the reset.
Jack Tack is top. Has forced out the ulti from the Malphite. Yeah. And nice pressure gank coming through from Yak Attack.
It's a bit questionable because Udyr is on the bot side. He could have done a reset and then looked for a counter gank. Because at this point they would be at around the same power level. Yeah. Because they'd have the same CS, both bot laners and both bot laners and jungler. But on the bright side, he does blow the Malphite ult and he gets the top grab. But like, it depends. I would prefer if he took his jungle because he knows that Udyr isn't there.
Well, it depends if he capitalizes on this, right? Like he's blown Malphite ulti. He could go for another gank, right? Try to get a kill onto his Mordekaiser, because that could be a win for this comp. Just having Mordekaiser so strong in the side lane that no one can deal with him. So we'll see if he actually makes that happen. Obviously, Flash is still available for the Malphite, so it does make that a little trickier to pull off in theory. But there is also like a decent amount of CC between Mordekaiser and Mumu. And, it's not like Malphite has much MR at this point, so they should be able to stretch for him pretty quickly. We'll see, though. He is looking bot side, but there's a lot of vision here, so any attempted gank isn't likely going to happen here, and it looks like they can get themselves another freeze if they so desired with the way this stack up here.
I think Trish can just shove this out. He has the strength right now.
Yeah.
This is good. Right now, bot lane needs to shove this wave in, and then look to roam to top side for crap. I'm not sorry, to Herald, because this Herald could make or break the game, because they need to break that mid tower ASAP.
Yeah, so I see some pings outside of the Herald. Maybe they're looking towards that. Yeah, nice place. Tep Blonde getting decently low here. Of course, Japan's going to take some damage on the way out, but not in too much danger yet, but they have to be careful about those findings.
Bot laners are now level 6, Revolt him next, and wait a pair. It's going to be awkward for Jack Attack right now. I think he did his... Yeah, he went from red to bot. I don't think there's any point in ganking bot right now. There's nothing there for him to take. Just needs to go top side. There's a lot more that you can do. There was a Malphite with no ulti. Had a lot of pressure. Corki has his package up now, so he can definitely go back. But hang on a minute, in the bot side, we do see a lot of champion models are very close together.
Yeah, decent trading going on here.
Top lane.
Vantage Potato is going to use the ulti. Has put him in the ring of death.
But Beacon does have ulti available, so he can't just ult out. He had to burn the flash, which is overall a win for Vanishing Potato.
Yeah, ulti and flash. And also TP was used earlier, so he will be able to get back to salvage this wave if he wanted to. If Vantage Potato does get the full shove in here, which looks like he's going to do. Yeah, he's still going to. Okay. I thought he was going to troll for a second and just let it auto freeze for Malphite. But he will get the shove in, and then he can TP back if he needs to. But shouldn't have to. Could use that TP advantage to make a play somewhere else on the map, perhaps.
Yeah, Krusty could look to roam top here. There's no point in him being bot lane for Tep Blonde's just going to catch this wave.
Yeah.
Luckily, Jack Stack is able to get this crab for himself. But
we'll see, both his top laner and his mid laner had recalled, so there's not really much for him to roam to except maybe getting some vision.
Yeah, I was saying for the Heralds, yeah. That's what I
meant. For the Herald, sorry, yeah.
Herald is important. Yeah, he needs this. They need this Herald, because they need to accelerate this game for themselves. Because Morky has package as well, so they could definitely make a fight work out in their favor.
Well, it will, in the meantime, get themselves some decent damage here onto the bot turret, get themselves a plate. And you can see Jack Attack is trying to set up the Herald here. It's gone some vision down. Lush looking like he's not going to actually contest it. It's going for the reset here. So, should be Herald going over to Team Arkali, and that makes sense because Arkali does have the package here. And they have Prio in the top lane also, so definitely don't want to have to fight the Corki at this point in the game. So, makes sense that they're going to trade objectives here. They will get some priority in the vision here onto the Dragon though, which is spawning in 40 seconds. And looks like they're going to play towards that Dragon Soul win condition, try to get those strikes as early as possible.
Yeah. This is a bit dangerous now, because now that Corki doesn't have the package, and Morgana and Udyr both got that early vision in, so it's going to be a lot harder for Jack Attack to walk in. Luckily, they do have bot pushing in slowly. Top has a lot of pressure, has TP advantage, but Malphite can just stop that with the press of an R. And Dragons is spawning, so I'm pretty sure this is going to go uncontested to Udyr, unless... Oh? LegendJerry actually whiffing the ulti, or maybe it was just a nice dodge from Arkali.
Oh, Lush is going to get caught out though.
Watch, this is it.
Yeah, Lush is taking damage from the Dragon and Jack Attack, but it actually just has enough speed to just walk away. And Arkali trying to get some poke in, but... Oh, flash from Krusty Pants, misses the hook though. And it is going to be a messy brawl coming out here. Teplon jumps forward. Does not manage to save his Mumu in time, but does get a kill in return. And it is all out here as Mashed Potato is trying to make some impact here with the Mordekaiser. Teplon goes down to the Malphite. Mashed Potato trying to get a kill onto the support here. It is taking a long time though. Arkali is also going to go down. And this is a disastrous fight here for Team Arkali. Mashed Potato trying to get away here, trying to maybe trade someone here, but just does not have enough damage in the end. Voltimex picking up 1 kill and 3 assists there. LegendJerry get themselves a couple kills, and they will get themselves the second dragon of the game.
Yeah, this was kind of like a Yiker situation, because Jack Attack got hit by the binding, I think, and then like he was already pretty low from hitting the dragon.
The steal from Jack Attack with the Q. Oh, he's not going to get out, unfortunately. Nice denial. Oh,
wait, he flashed.
Okay, Jack Attack, never mind. Better jump away, I guess.
This is Jack Attack's world, and we are living in it.
Big plays coming out. I like the denial from the Lantern from Bolton X. Luckily, Jack Attack did have the flash, so he was still able to get away in the end. But yeah, really back and forth fight there. Ultimately, a lot of gold did go into the pockets of the carries here for Team LegendJerry, especially on the Annie and the Jinx. So see if that
There is a Herald though. Jack Attack will make this tower fall. I'm pretty sure this is first tower for them, unless Udyr is able to... No, this tower is definitely going to fall. The explosive cast, or whatever, explosive charge, and Herald charge.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money going over to Jack Attack and Ted Blonde.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, that gold was split 3 ways rather than 2. Maybe you would like to see Krusty Pants have backed off out of, like, tower distance. Give the full more the gold into the actual AD carry. And then he can lantern him out to safety if needs be. But still fine. Means that they've got more pressure to kind of like roam this Tristana around the map, right? Try to take down more of these towers and try to kind of push the advantage before the Jinx scales. Nice hook on the Morgana.
Woo! Bit of an unnecessary TP, but at least Arkali is able to get that kill for himself. Really nice hook, actually.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think they would have won that 2v2, but luckily the jungler was there. Didn't even need to blow his ult, surprisingly. And Arkali TPing just for that kill secure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, for him.
Arkali with the shield bow already on the Corki is also stacking up the tier. So scaling along nicely, getting a couple kills in his pocket, always really helpful too. And obviously it's going to be pretty scary once he hits those kind of second, third item spikes. And that poke is going to get pretty nasty to deal with. So actually, like, a decent gold lead here for Team Arkali, just, you know, over like 1.4k. And they're even on Dragon 2, so denying that second dragon is actually pretty huge for them. As you can definitely see that Team LegendJerry were really putting all their eggs in their baskets, you know, to get these early dragons stacking.
Vanishing Potato, like, he's having the time of his life up here. Like, he doesn't need to leave. There's no fight for now. There's no objective, so he can just chill up there, like, deny Cormac as much CS as possible, have Perma top lane. Getting his level 9, not a big deal, but he will have access to that Sunfire or Turbo Chem tank if he so pleases.
Yeah, looks like he's going towards the... Vanishing Potato's going to take a decent amount of damage here from Pupek the Vegan. Is completely just wailing on him right now. Does have to dodge away from the Claw, but will re-engage. Doesn't have ulti available though. It's getting kind of low. Has to play this relatively safe. Arkali down bot lane.
For Arkali.
No Valkyrie available to him. Gets chain CC'd and will give the shutdown over to the Annie.
Oh, both the next brought very low. Nice kill. Even through the exhaust for Ted Blonde. So, you know, even though Arkali got a little bit caught out in the bot lane, they picked up a nice little kill, 2v2 kill for themselves in the mid lane for Ted Blonde.
Alright. Just a bit of back and forth here. Ted Blonde trying to get some damage on the turret, but it's going to get much. But Vanishing Potato will get the tower in the top side after forcing the recall from Pupek and Vegan after that fairly close trade in the top lane. And yeah, the map pressure is kind of continuing to mount here for Team Arkali. They're so close to getting this mid turret too. It means it's going to open up the map so much for this next dragon. Oh, Lush does get hooked. Is tanky enough though with the chem tank. Is going to be under too much danger yet from Ted Blonde.
Oh, Jack attack. I was talking. Okay, well, I mean, he has a very interesting mythic item of choice. He didn't opt for either one of the good mythics. Opted to go for the Frostfire. Very interesting. But yeah, I don't know what the Frostfire is going to achieve. Maybe I'm wrong and he's going to pull off some mad cheese with it. But we'll see what happens for this dragon anyway.
So, Team LegendJerry do have a priority here in the river. They're just letting Crusty Pants just take away their vision though, as they're kind of a bit split on where to focus. You can see like the Corki and the Mordekaiser are down the boss threatening to kind of pincer them here in the river. They are spotted out by that blue ward, so Arkali's just gonna... He has package and he's shoving out the bot lane, so trying to get some prio. Lush is going for the engage though. Oh, nice 3-man ulti by Put Bacon on Vegan though.
3-man ulti from the Amumu. Unfortunately, I don't think it does anything because there's no damage. And Raj isn't even in the fight. Oh. Flashing into the Mork binding. That kill goes over to Mork.
Oh, wait, Parent's going down though.
A lot of damage. But not enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, Riftmaker was doing a lot of work for Vanishing Potato, but unfortunately he can't do much against 4 people by himself. Does manage to go 1 for 1 in the end, but ultimately that was an ace for Team LegendJerry off the back of that fight, and that is going to be the second dragon and the first Infernal of the game going over to Team LegendJerry. And that's going to be pretty scary, especially if they can start stacking these Infernals and get the soul. Like, Jinx with that is so nasty to deal with. The damage is utterly insane. And we are going into a bit of a pause, but this tower is going to go down for LegendJerry, so that's a lot of gold swinging back into the pockets of the red side team. And they've gotten themselves into a pretty decent position now. Because it feels like the fights feel very, very chaotic, right? But what seems to be, like, so far we've seen Pupek Vegan land a couple of really good Malphite ultis. And it feels like he's definitely getting that more reliably off than, say, like, Amumu ultis are happening. So if that can kind of continue to happen, plus, you know, with Jinx, it feels like they can kind of win these fights more and more. But, I guess we shall see.
It's just unlucky that Ted Blonde decided to get a bit caught by the Malphite ult, because he tried to walk in he was actually walking in rather than away because he didn't see the Malphite coming in. So that was just
Yeah.
lucky timing. And he had both his sons, so he got completely stopped in his tracks by a flash bear slap by Lush. So no counterplay.
Yeah. So now gold relatively even for both these teams, but obviously Infernal Dragon plus Mountain gives them a little more value here for Team LegendJerry. I think the only thing is a lot of the gold maybe not necessarily here on the Jinx. She does have the lowest gold in the game out of all the carries. So Voltimex not necessarily been the biggest beneficiary of these fights. It's been more the tanks and the Annie. So we'll see if that ends up having much of an impact. He is half an item behind here on Tevlond, who's opted into the Kraken Slayer Stormrazor second item, which I haven't seen before in Tristana, but does bring some utility, because you have the energized attack, which slows, so it can kind of help him like kind of chase people down or kite them out.
Yeah, Baron is up. Unfortunately, there is like no like real vision setup, so I don't think either team are looking to take it right now. Just wanna farm, scale up, let Corki get his third item, which he might be close to right now. Well, at least his second.
Yeah. The one thing I do want to say about this Tristana build is that I would rather that he had gone PD second, because it feels like that syncs up with the Kraken Slayer and the Hail Blades better, right? It gives you more damage on the PD proc. It still gives you like AD with the 2 longswords that are in that build, and then you hit your third item with the IE, and you should just melt people with it, or LDR if you want to kill these tanks quicker, because that's what the Jinx is going anyway. So I will say maybe I do question that a little bit. I'd have to check with more high elo AC players about that Stormrazor second, but they are gonna have to probably both sides are probably gonna have to start thinking about the LDR, right? Like the Mumu's stacking. Actually, he hasn't even got that much armor. It's got the Frostfire Gauntlet, but he's actually opting into a lot of the MR here. He's got the Merc Treads and that Negatron Cloak.
That MR.
So it looks like
a lot of it.
It is true. There is like a lot of AP damage from both sides. So it looks like maybe he might be going for like Force of Nature, perhaps, or like just Gargoyle Stoneplate. Not too sure yet.
Force of Nature would be very nice to have. If he's trying to do this weird sticky build with the Qs and like the auto attack from Frostfire.
Yeah.
But overall, like it's gonna come down to, well, I mean, Jack Attack's like really squishy. Like he's no HP, but it's a lot of resistances. So
yeah.
Jinx will eventually like nuke him.
Yep. Absolutely. Let's see now. Both teams just A-ramming a little bit to get control of mid-wave. Not really any objective to fight over right now. Like, technically, you could try to put some vision here towards the Baron. Right, try threaten to fight around that, but it feels like, especially Team Arkali are kind of waiting on the Corki to hit his item spikes. Like, he still hasn't finished the second item yet.
Malphite missing the ulti. I don't know, it was a bit of a...
hook on the Jinx under tower. But there's no follow-up whatsoever, and Voltimex gets away with that one.
Yeah, that ult from Malphite is a bit yikers.
Yeah.
You know, he had the time. Like, he had loads of... He needed to be a bit more patient with it.
Yep.
Because he knew, like, Ted Blonde had Flash, he had Lantern, he had his own W. Like, there were so many ways to escape. He just needs to see where he's going and then, like, cut off any, like, potential escape routes for him.
Oh, well, was the ulti just short? Like, in general? It felt like he wasn't even in range.
Way too short, yeah.
Yeah, like...
Just because he didn't walk up far enough.
Yeah.
Bit tower actually going down, so that's really big for Team Arkali. It opens up the map for them a lot.
Yep. All adders are down, means they can push up their vision here, try to choke out Udyr from getting to his camps, and denying them access to the river here, especially around his barn. Which, as soon as Corki does hit that second item, you know that they'll want to start looking at potentially taking away. You have double ADCs. Corki Tristana should absolutely melt the Baron. So, I'd like to see them start pressuring around that. Arkali right now is bot lane farming Nick Frogs, getting mid prio, but Flash Potato is caught up here in top side.
Vanishing Potato. He
Has
doesn't
got a
much
lot
of
of
a
time.
kill him, but Arkali actually nice TP. Jack Attack also use the ulti, manages to catch out Lush, but a nice bear from Jerry takes both Porky and Vanishing Potato out.
Oh, Voltanex is here to catch too. Puts them in the trap so they can't escape. Oh, what might have traded for his life though.
Low.
Oh, does get excited though.
Oh, no, quite unlucky. Wait, Teflon, this is your moment. You W.
He said.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Unlucky. It was a nice Q. Sorry, it was a nice Q from Pear.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Teflon can't really use his thumbs when he's perma-rooted.
I mean, he should have just run away long before that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, his team was already long dead. He should have been nowhere near that fight. So it does mean the Baron is going to go over here to Voltanex. Sorry, Team LegendJerry, I should say. And right before the Dragon spawns too in 10 seconds. So Voltanex and Meta Pair are just going to go for the resets. They're going to get the mid wave shoved in here. They're going to go straight towards this objective. Try burn down as quickly as possible. Get themselves into that Dragon Soul win condition. Getting themselves the soul point.
Jack Attack. I've seen him steal these before.
Oh, Vanished Potato going in too is going to be really punishing. Oh, both of them managed to barely get out of with their lives. Not sure with that one.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt. I'm not sure why Vanishing Potato went in either. Maybe he tried to death ram the Udyr, but unfortunately, I think he got caught in the trap or something. He wasn't able to catch him on time.
Well, like the death ram was relatively short range, right? So...
I think it's like more or less slapping range for Mordekaiser.
Yeah. Oh, Lush looking for potential for pick here. Teflon does have the rocket ship though. He is not really in any danger here unless he manages to mess with the buffer. But they're not going to be able to hold on to this tier 1 for long. It's quite low HP. If Team LegendJerry actually just start grouping up mid lane, they should be able to just take it, but they're kind of splitting up weirdly across the map here, not really using the Baron buff all that effectively.
Yeah. They still have some time on it. About a minute and a half, so they just need to set up the waves a little bit more properly.
Yeah. Like, LegendJerry's down boss side, but he doesn't have TP available. Same with Puppig and Vegan on top side, so you're leaving your 3-man core a little exposed here, and Lush is caught super deep. Here where Crusty Pants is getting jumped on, is tanky enough, but Ted Blonde is looking for the resets. And jumped into his doom!
There it is!
Not again! You can't keep doing this! Oh, my lord.
Okay, the drinking game is unleashed. Boys, you gotta drink.
Oh my god. I mean, I get it, right? You've got the dude there on low health. You can potentially take a Baron buff away, but you're jumping into, like, no vision whatsoever. You have no idea what's on the other side of that pit. Like, just over-aggression again from Ted Blonde has opened up the map. A little bit, actually. Not, honestly, just one tier 2 for that Baron buff in the end, as it's going to tail off fairly shortly. Is probably not that bad for Team Arkali, all things considered. So they can get themselves lucky that it feels like Team LegendJerry didn't really punish them as much as they could have. They are going to lose most of their jungle here, though, and the pressure is going to keep mounting up. Because obviously, now you have the Infernal Soul to play for, if you're Team LegendJerry. It means that Team Arkali has to fight them, no matter what item spikes that they're on, to try to deny the soul. And it's going to be pretty rough if you have to play into the Malphite, into the Annie with Flash Stun, you know? Which should be available by the time the dragon comes up.
I'm still in awe that he did it. he does this every game. It just never ceases to amaze me.
Like, I don't like to pick on any one player, right? But my god, Ted has done this so many times in this tournament alone. Like, he's really living up to the name. But, you know, what can I say? He probably does more damage than I do on ADC, so better player, I guess. Anyway, Ted Blonde, speaking of, is pushed up pretty deeply here in the mid lane. You can see LegendJerry and Wade pair looking potentially for an angle. But shouldn't be in any danger as has the Thresh nearby with the Lantern. Arkali getting chased away by the Malphite. It's kind of funny to see. Probably respecting the fact that he doesn't have much vision here in the river. He doesn't want to get caught out.
Interesting setup vision here. I mean, there's not much going on right now, but like the vision, like where it's being placed, isn't exactly ideal because the dragon is up in a minute, so they need to set up a lot of all their wards on bot side, and because of that, Vanishing Potato has no way out.
Yeah, it's getting pincered. It's going to try trade on here, LegendJerry though, but gets done up with the bear. Will not land the claw, and is going to go down here very, very quickly as soon as that round ends. LegendJerry getting the Guardian and the Black Shield to help him out there too. So we'll end up taking that kill. Sorry, I realised I've actually just taken over play-by-play accidentally. This cast.
It's fine. The TV just turned on in my room, so I might not be talking as much. Oh no, Ted1 took that lantern into put bacon on vegan, and LegendJerry on the back with his own TP, and Ted1's dead again. Yeah, so that soul's going over to red team now.
Yep, that is Infernal Soul here for Team LegendJerry. As individual members getting caught out here for Team Arkali, gonna cost them big time. Like, honestly, they should just push mid lane, right? They only need the Udyr to do the dragon. They could just go for the mid inhib here. Instead, they're going to chase the Moo, try and get the kill on him. But yeah, at least they're still going to get it, right? Corki wasn't able to get back onto the tower in time, so wasn't able to clear the wave. They can start threatening this inhib now. And Infernal Soul should be coming over to them any second now. This is the slowest dragon take in the world. What is Udyr doing?
Yeah, is it like I think the triple dragon stacking and the Udyr's damage falls off after the 20-minute mark, so it's alright.
Yeah. Okay, so Infernal Soul, Jinx on 3 items. Well, sorry, I should say 3.5 because she has half an LDR done, but also the QSS. To obviously to help out with the any hooks that could come out from the Amumu or the Thresh. I'd like to see it. Did get the Elder just complete there on his back though, so he's going to absolutely shred basically anyone on that team now. Monstrous amount of damage. And looks like they're putting all their eggs into this Baron play now. They're putting a lot of it down the river, zoning people off. Jinx is going to get the red buff here. Meanwhile, Vanishing Potato is trying to get some pressure on the map by pushing boss side. Has TP available. But they're going to have to think about how they're going to get him to his fight. There's no real flanking wards here for the Mordekaiser to work with. And they are just on the Baron. And they're going to shred us very quickly unless Team Arkali do something.
Oh, Binding does land onto Jack Attack. They are looking to engage. Wait a pair burns the ulti and Vanishing Potato exhausted. Pulls Bottleneck into the death round, but the QSS is enough to get him out of there. A lot of damage with the minigun. And here comes Jack Attack. A little late to the party, unfortunately. Still had the R, but I don't think it mattered anyway. Arkali brought very low. And the Rocket Splash is just able to take him out. A triple kill for Bottlenecks. And Lush picks up that kill for himself. And the ace goes over to Team LegendJerry. And that should be game 1 to them.
Yeah, and there's a surrender as well. So that is going to be GG for game 1. And this best of 3 between Team LegendJerry and Team Arkali. Team LegendJerry going 1-0 in the series. So should mean that Team Arkali will have side selection for the next game. As we'll go to stats page. Take a look here. Like, look at the damage. Like, actually, LegendJerry actually out damaging Volta next on the Jinx, but the Malphite also doing a stupid amount of damage. Like, it looks like him and the Mordekaiser were just always just wailing on each other any chance we got. So pretty nutty damage coming out here from the side of Team LegendJerry.
Raj, I think it's time you bench the Corki pick. Just doing 100 damage more than the Thresh, bit yikers.
Yeah, that's a weird one, right? He looked like I don't know if he's just not comfortable on it, or like he just wasn't trading the lane either. But I didn't see him do anything in those fights. It felt like they weren't really using his range advantage at all to get poke off. They just kind of committed to all these all-in fights, which, I mean, Corki can do decently in, right? But he'd rather kind of be sitting on the outside, kind of gunning people down. So maybe they're just not used to playing it around it as a team. But we'll see if they end up changing his picks. Let me just fix the predictions here. But yeah, game 1 to LegendJerry. We'll be back shortly, guys, after a short break. And we'll see you then. Talk to you in a bit. And we're back into Champ Select here for game 2 of Team Arkali versus Team LegendJerry, who got themselves the first win on the board. And Arkali have opted to stay on blue side here for game 2. So it looks like ban's going to be mostly the same here across the board. Mostly aimed at top, mid and jungle. So the Jinx are actually taking away this time. Denied 2 Ultimate X, so they don't want to give him that kind of team fighting scaling pick, which I think makes a lot of sense. Jinx is very strong at the moment. They will get the first pick of the Volley Bear. Okay. That's an interesting one. It means that they have given over the Hecarim to Lush, who they denied from last time. Yeah, that would make sense to me, Sultan. But maybe they felt like the Malphite maybe was too much of a good punish. It was too much, perhaps? I'm not really sure. I would assume not, right? Because you should just be able to run them down the lane. But we'll see now what they end up going for the second pick here on red side. Hovering the Draven, I wouldn't say very likely to lock it in though. Taking the early Xayah, that's interesting. Like normally I feel like you would take Xayah when you see a lot of hard engage coming at you already. Because it feels like they're stronger ADC picks. So I wouldn't even pick ADC here unless like you wanted to save counter pick for, you know, top or mid here. I would rather they kind of, or maybe they want to counter pick on support, but it's not like Wade Pair has a huge champ pool. So I feel like he could have probably comfortably locked in a support save ADC for third pick when you see more of the champions. And they are going to pick the Arkali, or sorry, the Kai'Sa and the Sylas. So that is actually a decent amount of engage. So does Xayah actually make sense here? Let's see if Ultimate X can manage to dodge out these engages. They will pick themselves up the Malphite again here for Pup8 and the Vegan, who had a pretty good performance overall. Like, did go down a lot of CS in lane to Mordekaiser, but that's to be expected. Like, Mordekaiser is kind of a, it's a bit disgusting to play against when you're a melee champion. And he had a lot of good team impacts, which is exactly what he needs to do. So they're going to deny some. They've denied Sion away here, so they think that the Volley Bear can be a flex. Like I have seen, obviously, I've seen Arkali play it mid. Jack Attack will likely play it in the jungle. So they must be pretty certain that the Volley Bear is not going in the top lane. They are going to take away the Morgana away from Wade Pair, who had also a good performance on the champion. Had some good black shields, had some good bindings. So they want to take away some safety here from Ultimate outside of his own ultimate. And they're going to take away the Lulu too, so they want to take away kind of any like pure supportive enchanter type support. But they will have the Leona, so there's a lot of hard engage here for Team LegendJerry. Malphite, Leona, Hecarim. That is all go. Doesn't necessarily work with the Xayah, but still fine. LegendJerry though, I feel like is going to need something that's going to kind of sync up with all this hard engage that they've put up, they've gotten into their hands. So Alistar picked up here for Crusty Pants to be more peel and denial. Also, pick potential, obviously. But Headbutt is also pretty nice for some of these champions. Doesn't necessarily work well against a Malphite or a Hecarim or. But you can try bully Leona out of her combos. And they're gonna round this out for the Nasus here in top lane. So they're going for a really hard scaling top lane pick here. With a bot lane that has like pretty decent spike throughout the game. And Silas, who I feel like spikes best usually around the mid to late game, when he has like low cooldown access to his ultimate, so he can steal away crucial ultimates. When you kind of look at what he's got available, he's got some really juicy ultimates actually to work with, right? Malphite ult, Hecarim ult, Zaya Leona. Even the Galio is actually pretty decent, so Arkali's got a lot of tools to play with in this particular game if he's given the space. Do we have high back yet? Or is he still chilling in the background? But it's a hard one to call. It feels like there's a bit of a lack of damage for Team LegendJerry with this Galio rounding things out. So it feels like a lot of the eggs are in the Hecarim Zaya basket, which is like pretty heavy on the AD. Unless Pubek and Vegan does something stupid like full AP Malphite. Like even like damage Galio isn't necessarily like that great, so we'll see if they can make it work. I do prefer all the options kind of here on Team Arkali, though. It feels like their comp is kind of designed to punish all of this. Nasus is going to be sitting in the side lane most of the time, trying to stack and split push his way to victory. Silas can use their own ultimates against them. Kai'Sa Alistar is a really strong pick bot side. They could try maybe punish the 2v2. But yeah, we'll see if it ends up working. We'll go to a quick break, guys. We'll be back to you shortly. And welcome back, everybody, here to Game 2 in the best of 3 between Team Arkali and Team LegendJerry. LegendJerry's obviously been 1-0 up in the first game of the series and are back on the same sides of the map. Arkali on blue, LegendJerry on red. Very different team comps coming out this time, though. So we'll see how this ends up working out. I'm particularly interested to see if LegendJerry's side can kind of get off this damage, because again, I feel like you're putting a lot of expectations on the Hecarim and the Azaya to be able to do the main bulk of the damage in any 5-on-5 fights, and that might just not be enough. So we'll see, though. Jack attack will spot at the deep board here with the sweeper. We'll kind of get that early. It is going to give the gold over here to Arkali, sharing a bit of gold between them, and a minor XP lead as well. So you know, maybe that might make a bit of a difference here. We'll see. Yeah, better finish the predictions. Oh yeah, it's already finished there. That's grand. Cool. So, just on the solo cast here for now, guys. So I'll do my best. Not expecting too much to happen in the early game. Like, Alistair's not going to be aggressive until level 2. Same with Leona most of the time. Unless she, like, goes for, like, flash Q or something like that, right? But, like, it's going to be like around level 2, level 3 spikes, you're going to start seeing these bot lanes, I feel like, going very aggressive into each other. Teblond actually getting a decent amount of damage here on the Vultum, as they're contesting for the second level now. LegendJerry getting the early shove here into mid lane. Vultum next wave power did manage to win out. And in the shove, have the level 2 zone control now. Take a quick look. So there's a lot of belief in Team LegendJerry. In the prediction, so we'll see if they can pull through with it. Right now, it's just 3 waves of control here for Team LegendJerry, actually getting priority in all their lanes. Feel like being even going to be a deep board here onto the top side to spot out where the volley barrier is right now. So they know he's going to go for this top scuttle. Means Lush can safely trade here for the boss scuttle. But yes, honestly, I feel like in the early game you're going to see Team Arkali mostly chilling for the spikes. Oh, I say that Crusty Pants does go in for the combos onto Vultum next, is trying to chase him down. Has some feathers down, flashes out, but the ignite will get him in the end. First blood going over to Crusty Pants. As Wave Power is trying to trade back here. It does have a lot of damage, but Leona will get him with the E, with the W in the end. And is trying to lock in Crusty Pants for the Hecarim gank, but forces a flash out from Crusty Pants. No summoners available on the side of Team Arkali's bot lane. Meanwhile, Wave Power does still have his own flash, if he potentially wants to make a play later on. So, hard to say who came out on top there, because both the supports got the kills. Both ADCs are on relatively even farm. The difference being, I feel like actually Vultinex kind of won out on that, because the minions were actually in favorable position for him. So now he's going to get most of this wave, whereas a lot of minions were denied there from Teblond. So they kind of get a minor win out of that in the end. But yeah, pretty scrappy fight. Oh, Vultinex going super aggressive here, actually managing to land the root. Another kill going over the way to pair, though. You don't like to see that. Crusty Pants getting a kill in return. I mean, I guess a double kill going to Leona. 3 kills for a weighted pair. 5 minutes into the game. The man does not want to lose the series, clearly. It's trying to put them in the dirt. Again, you'd rather see these kills maybe going on to some carries. But you know, support's an equal too, man. That's all I'll say. Oh, Arkali maybe getting cut out here. Does have his force flash out. It kind of looked a bit jank there, but does manage to avoid getting knocked back by the Hecarim. Getting punished. So, decent amount of early pressure coming out here from the side of Team LegendJerry. They have conceded the jungle control though, as you can see there's a lot of victories up here for Team Arkali. Jack's getting spotted out here on the reward. I was actually looking for mid gank, but it looks like it's dodged out by LegendJerry with the Justice Punch. As we're just watching top lane with lads stacking Crusty Pants. Gets a knock up. It's going to get comboed chain CC'd here with Vultimex and with weighted pair, and that is a nice kill going over the Vultimex right before the dragon spawns. So they're going to get the belt wave shove, and they're going to be able to start this dragon. And that's going to be a very nice early start here for Team LegendJerry. So, early Infernal. It's going to be the Cloud next, so it's either going to be a Mountain or an Ocean Soul. See what it ends up being. Arkali getting zoned off the wave here. It's getting chunked super hard by these Winds of War from LegendJerry's Galio. Obviously, Silas not having the law damage right now, has the Tear and the Sapphire Crystal. Oh, LegendJerry force the flash is going to get changed CC though, and is just going to go down. Arkali getting himself his first kill of the game. It's going to be pretty good for him. Oh, ultimate force out here by on to Vulcan next. Nice engage from Crutipant and didn't even get punished for it. So, trading combo for ultimate. Very nice for the Alcer. Arkali though may have overstayed his welcome. Did steal the ultimate and will use it to get away from that gank. Very nice play by Arkali. It's forced back though, and there could be a wave or a free setup here by LegendJerry. Although it's harder to do with Galio. He's got that kind of Tristana effect. I'm not familiar with Silas builds. But it does seem like, yeah, I have seen some people build the Mana Mania right because of the way it's changed recently and how the shock works. So Silas does seem like a champion that could make good use of that. And obviously getting extra mana in your pocket is always very handy, especially for someone who spams abilities a lot like the Silas. No, I mean, I could never tell that, you know. You know what? I hadn't even noticed that, Emmett, in our game until Hai actually had pointed out to me today in the first cast. So I won't speak. That's all I'll say. As we are in a pause. I hope everyone's keeping up with the drinking game at home. I don't have rules in front of me, but I believe that pause is 2 drinks, if I'm correct. We did get a Ted Blonde int in game 1. doesn't have... Actually, no, he has the Kaisa, so he can aura into his Doom, so that is still on the cards here for the second game. Yeah, now we shouldn't have FF'd that game. That was super troll of us, but fuck it. The series is done now. Nothing much more to be done. And this is a series that will end up deciding who goes against Arcane, who had managed to defeat us yesterday. But Vegan Vegan's gone super low here. I don't know if he wants to trade in, but Vanish Potato is in the middle of him anyway, so it doesn't want to stick around too long himself. Just wants really to stack at this point. Bolton next going to get himself an early place here in the bot lane. Pretty nice. Lush looking potentially for a gank, but they're just going to clear out this ward. Oh, nice engage from Crusty Pants though. I have the Volibear nearby. Good for pick, and Leona did take a tower shot, but Teblond had actually walked away from the fight, so not... Team Arkali not really on the same page around this engage. And they will get the Galio ulti from Silas. Sorry, the Silas version of the Galio ulti for free, more or less. And Blush just kind of wrapped around here, is waiting for the counter gank. Arkali, in the meantime, is getting traded on here by LegendJerry. Does have enough sustain, though, to kind of get through it. Blush being very patient. They know that he's here. Blonde gone super, super low. Has to flash an ulti away and may just survive the ignite. As Jack Attack is going to get the kill onto Leona. Is just barely getting away with the skin of his feet. They will win out on that bottom skirmish. Kinda. Like, they get one kill on support, but that's a big wave that's denied. Arkali is going super aggressive here mid lane. So low. Oh, LegendJerry, 1Q would have finished him up, but must not have had it available. And that is going to be plates and CS denied here to Ted Blonde. In fact, I feel like that play actually went very disastrously for them in the end. TP's coming down. They're looking to force again. Jack Attack does not have flash or ultimate, though. So we'll see if they can get the kill her onto Vulcan next. He does have the ulti available with the feathers. And does manage to get the CC down. Kites out. The Volibear will get the kill onto Banshee Potato there. 2 kills going over Vulcanex on the Xayah. And that is an overforce from Team Arkali. Very, very disastrous. Like, I wasn't sure if they won out in the first engage, but they definitely did not win out in that one. Wave Hair going for a roam here, but he's on his own. I guess Arkali doesn't know that, so is just going to respect it, take the Leona to disengage and back away. But that was kind of funny. Bit of mind games going, you could say. Wait a pair. Again, being cheeky when he doesn't really have much support. It's going to get punished for it this time, though. Has ulti to get away. And the Leona is super tanky already. I managed to tank so much damage with the W there. But ultimately, kind of just means that they have to give up this dragon because they weren't able to get the vision in, and Leona's on half HP with no ultimate, so you don't really want to fight that. So they will give over the second dragon, and that is going to be the Ocean Soul for potentially here for both teams. There's a bit more training in the mid lane. We've seen how this goes. No one really tends to die in these 1v1s. As Arkali can just sustain, and LegendJerry is kind of a bit too tanky, it feels like, to really be threatened unless he's trolling. Ultimatex getting engaged on doesn't have Featherstorm available actually, and no flash either, so will go down here to Ted Blonde, who gets a big shutdown, but it's going to lose his life in return. Crusty Pants going to headbutt away the big old rock, get himself out of dodge. Does get engaged on by the Hecker. Meanwhile, we're seeing the mid fight again. Arkali just straight up kills LegendJerry in a way one. Lush is going to go down here though, 1-for-1 for the support. Not necessarily worth. Meanwhile, Vanish Potato in the top lane. It's going to try to take as much CS and towers as possible to try and punish the TP play from Bacon and Vegan. So ultimately, play going pretty much in favor of Team Arkali there, because they got a kill in mid, they got a kill in bot onto Volt next. They have to shut down gold onto the Kaisa, which is nice. They got plate gold and they got CS into the Nasus. Who also just got himself first tower there. So that is actually pretty nice trade overall there for Team Arkali. So not too much happening at the moment. There's no neutral objectives to fight for Dragon in 2 minutes. It's mostly just trying to get lane control here across the board. Vegan is very far up though, because remember he doesn't have a tower here to cover him. Isn't in any real danger at the moment because jungler is bot side taking a red. But you can see up next and Blackburn trying to get to shove into here. The bot lane, they're not going to push much further though. They actually see Rivalry. You see the red things going off there. Lush potentially looking for a counter gank here once again. See if they can make the play work. He has managed to sneak in here. They don't. Looks like blue side don't know he's here. Arkali and LegendJerry trading once again. Engage does go through. Lush trying to get the kill here onto Tevlon. Tevlon managing the ulti and flash away. Feathers once again though, and LegendJerry comes in with the Galio ulti. Is going to get the kill here onto the Volibear and the Alistar. And that is a really nice counterplay coming out here from Team LegendJerry in the end, sorry. As I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. Vanish Potato is just... he's just going to kill him. Oh no, he's going to go 1-for-1 actually. Oh, I don't... Ooh. Not sure about that one. So they're trying to chase it down. Arkali is taking the Leona ulti. Has done a lot of damage with it, but just short that minor amount of damage to get himself a kill there onto Leona, who's literally on a single digit HP, looks like. And you can see they're really desperate to try to get something out of this, like a kill or a tower. But Teflon's basically no mana, half HP. It's going to have to be careful about sticking around here. But actually, it's fine because they reset, so it's not really in danger. They are going to get themselves a dragon here, so get themselves their second dragon of the game. The first ocean. And sitting comfortably here with a 2k gold lead. So they're not going to feel too bad about that. Obviously, they're the ones with the bit of a ticking time bomb on their team, right, with the Nasus. So they can afford to scale. He's already got Divine Thunder and he's gone Frozen Heart second. So making himself very hard to kill. Yeah, if Zaya or Lush or the Hecarim, ever try to focus their damage on him, because that's mostly AD. He's going to be very, very hard to kill. Can any top laners in chat tell me if Divine Thunder or Triforce would be better here with the Nasus? Because I think Divine Thunder is better for killing tanks, right? And there are, a few tanks here, obviously. Just curious about that. Oh, Pavek the Vegan does ulti straight in, comboing the CC with the Hecarim ulti. They will get themselves a nice pick here onto Ted Blonde. That is Phase Rush Chem Tank. I don't know. I think it's fine, right? Like, what else you go on Hecarim if you're going tank Hecarim? So, not too much happening. They should get themselves this tower here in the bot side. They feel comfortable pushing up. They don't have vision of where most of the team is, but looks like they're going to get themselves a big goal in their pockets, try to extend the lead a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I figured, Sultan. I was just curious. I do like the Frozen Tower pickup though. As I said, it's going to be very hard to kill in these later fights. Oh, Teblon getting caught once again by a Leona ulti. Does ulti away, but is just going to get chased down here by Lush with that Phase Rush proc. Has all the speed to keep open all day. Jack Attack also getting caught out here. And that is some nice gold going back into the pockets here for Team LegendJerry. To get themselves to mid-pro. They could just go straight for the Baron here. Jungler's dead for 20 seconds. One of the main damage forces with the Kai'Sa is also down. 3v5. It's going to be pretty hard for Team Arkali to kind of fight back unless they get a monster engage. See what ends up happening though. Lush staying pretty healthy here on the Baron too. That's probably going to be tanking up most of it. All Wave Player has to do is just zone them out, right? They can just finish the Baron, it feels like. But Lush is going straight in, but it's getting tanked super hard. 3v5-5, I just feel like there's just not enough members here from Team Arkali. As two members end up going down. Wave Player is going to flash onto Ted Blonde, who's going to go down again. He's going to die on cooldown. He is barely getting down to this. Oh, but the gank here from Jack Attack in time with the Nasus damage is going to themselves some damage in return. Huge fight coming out here from Team Arkali in the end, and they're going to get themselves an ace. Oh, LegendJerry barely flashing out of that one. Manages to dodge it to chomp from Yak Attack, and they're the ones who are going to get this Baron. Feels like that fight was really executed there by Team LegendJerry. They kind of chased too deep when honestly they had enough people to just zone 3 members off the Baron. They could have just finished it. Instead, they opted for fight. They lose it, and they're going to lose the Baron. Yeah, no, that was a really well played fight by Vanishing Potato and Yak Attack. Managing to make the best of a bad situation. Feel though, if LegendJerry had played that correctly, we wouldn't even been in that position to lose the fight. But they are here now. They have the control of the river for the next Ocean Dragon. LegendJerry here in the mid lane trying to stall the push so they don't have Ultra Pargo. Galio ulti not available though, so he's going to be late to this fight. And they're just going to torn apart. Like, what are they doing? You cannot like stack like this if you don't have like, you know, the Galio ulti available. He has to be with the team. That's a lot more gold given over now to Team Arkali. And now there's 3 members down here with this Baron push. They should just open mid lane with this. They have the Baron push. They should just go run down straight mid. Honestly. Nasus is already pushing bot lane. That's fine. 4 members should be enough to get this inhibitor. They don't actually... No, they wasted too much time with it now. So they're not even going to get themselves the inhibitor tower. So all they can do now is deny some camps. And just set up the pressure, and they're going to reset off of that. So, not the you know, still like a decent play overall. All they obviously don't want to fight to put themselves at the sole point, which gives them a lot of pressure. But I felt like with a Baron buff, after getting 3 kills, you should be able to take more off the map than that, right? So it felt like they're not, maybe lacking a little bit of decisiveness maybe to get more out of the play. But still, healthy lead here. Nearly 6k in the bag. Sorry, 6.4k in the bag, I should say. I'm just taking a quick look at the island spikes. That Manamune is done for the Silas. There's nearly a voice stop here for LegendJerry. So he's gone full AP build. He's gone the Proto Belt into Void Staff, and he's got the Grievous Wound as well. Sorry, I will show Nasus stacks. I never thought to check that all game. Let's see. 579 stacks on the Nasus right now, which seems decent for 24 minutes in the game. I'm not as familiar with Nasus. So if anyone in chat wishes to enlighten me, please do. But he seems quite strong at the moment. Has 3 items complete. Is super tanky with the Frozen Heart and Spirit Visage. It's nearly impossible for anyone to kill him right now, especially when he pops the ulti. Like, this does nothing for LegendJerry, right? Like, he basically does no damage, even with, you know, that magic pen that he's got in his pocket. So Nasus can just sit here and just kind of keep waiting away on the turret. He's covered here by his team. But they should be able to get themselves this outer turret. Yeah, no, they can get this outer turret, even without a Baron buff. So, which is all they can really do right now at the moment, right? There's no objectives for them to take. They've taken away all the jungle from Team LegendJerry. So all that they can do is try to do pressure like this, zone them off jungle, try to get some of this free gold standing in the tier 2s, and get themselves control here for the next objective spawning, because there is a decent amount of wave clear here from the Xayah, so you can't really threaten a siege without the Baron buff. So mostly what they're looking to do is they're trying to deny vision, maybe punish a mistake, you know, a phase check here coming out from Team LegendJerry, and maybe they can up the base that way. But honestly, they should be happy to just wait, because again, Nasus is stacking, he's scaling. So just playing around objectives and, you know, timing on that, it's absolutely fine for them. Meanwhile, Volta next on the Xayah, who would basically be the main tank killer on the squad. Like, he's the only one who can really kill tanks. He's gone Kraken into Essence, which I think is quite needed on Xayah because she needs that mana. He's going to go LDR third, so he will have the tank killing, but won't have the item complete for this Ocean Soul fight, which is big. He has a bit of armor pen, but having the full LDR will give him so much more value. Why is Lush just sitting on a blue ward for so long? So yeah, a lot of vision being denied here, making it very hard for Team LegendJerry to be able to walk near this Dragon Pit. And you can see Team Arkali are basically begging them to face check right now. They're looking for engages, even though they're kind of split up here a bit. See Nasus waiting in the wings here. He is going to get spotted out by the Red Trinket as it walks out of the bush. He's just standing there menacingly. He's just looking at them. Like, what can they do? They get, like, Malphite ulti, but that's on 2 tanks, basically. Like, Arkali managed to stopwatch most of the damage. He's getting chain CC, but he's going to get to this fight right now. Big ultimate coming down here. Voltanex doing his best with the ulti, but is just going to chase down here by Teblond, and it is a massive wipe here coming through for Team Arkali. They're not even going to bother getting themselves the Ocean Soul. They're going to, which actually, honestly, they can't. Can they end? 30 seconds. They've got a wave coming in now, but it's not like they've got Baron buff with it. I'm not sure. Sorry, Mandingo. I try my best to use spell names and summoner names. But honestly, when you're casting alone, it's pretty difficult. Wait a pair. Why are you talking in chat? The game is not over. No, I do like to use ability names when I can remember to do it, but it is a lot to think about when there's big fights happening. Oh, big knock up here coming from Crusty Pants as TV comes in. They're trying to deny the Ocean Soul, but it is secured by Jack Attack. And that is the Galeotti coming in as they're trying to escape, but they are going to go down. It is looking all over here for Team LegendJerry. The series is going to end up tied. We are going to go to a game 3, more than likely, as Arkali gets himself another kill, and they're going to barrel it down mid lane. And we are getting ourselves a game 3, boys, and by God, I hope someone joins me on the cast. My voice is actually dying from trying to cast this alone. So, check the graphs there. But yeah, another back and forth game here between both sides. Though I felt like the comp, the draft kind of went the way I expected in the mid to late game, where, like, don't get me wrong, like, Volsum was doing as much as he can. He was putting out like a decent amount of damage, but like this just does no damage to this, right? In the mid to late game, like he can't be the only full source of damage. Like, Hecarim was a tank. He didn't even go like damage Hecarim. Like, you had an AP Galio who like did a decent amount, but I don't know. I feel like they needed more options. They had just too many kind of melee lads. And like they just had really good answers into it. The solidest pick was Siege, honestly. So yeah, we're going to game 3, boys. I'll take a short break here to try to save my voice as the teams get ready for the last game. And yeah, we'll be back shortly.
Oh. Yeah. No problem. Glad to be here.
And welcome back, guys, here to Game 3 between Team Arkali and Team LegendJerry. Both teams going 1-1 and are fighting for the opportunity to face Team Arcane here in the semi-finals. As I'm joined here by Blackburn for Game 3. How's it going, my dude?
It's going well. It's weird to join into the third game of a 3-game series, but let's see which game this will resemble more. The first game where there was a big mid-diff, or the second game where there was some all-around chances for both sides. So
Yep. So there is a change up in this game in that both teams have actually swapped sides. Before Team Arkali were on blue both game 1 and 2, and they won and lost on that side. So we'll see if the blue side manages to change up anything here for Team LegendJerry. They are hovering a placeholder here, so hopefully someone will message me what that is.
we can always pretend it's a genuine Teemo pick.
Yeah, so the Teemo is Jinx, so putting a lot of priority on that champion. Voltanex obviously had a good performance on it in game 1. Didn't get the win. Sorry, no, they did get the win. What am I saying?
Oh, they did get the win.
I'm sorry. It's been a long day. And they did get the win. So obviously very nice to get into their hands. They also banned the Nasts away from Vanishing Potato, so they don't give that scaling pick. Also the Silas, which I didn't notice. But they managed to give over some comfort here. Arkali getting his signature Arkali pick. And attack on the Volibear here once again.
Yeah, he did do quite well in this Volibear. Anytime you have a player with the name of the champion, you get a little worried. And then you look and see it's Arkali, and your worries are gone. It will be interesting to see how he does. I'm joking. He does have a mean Arkali. He does do well in the champ. But,
so Galio once again for LegendJerry. I didn't like it in the last game because they picked it last and they kind of lacked a bit of consistent DPS in fights. But they picked it much earlier here, so seems like they want to kind of get it as a counter pick into the Arkali. We'll see what they end up pairing it with though. The Hecarim is available here for Lush. So they've still got that Hecarim Galio combo available. We'll see what Arkali end up locking in here third.
The Kaisa, that is Ted Blonde. Big comfort. Ted Blonde did win with that champ last game.
Yeah.
So, results-based analysis.
I mean, it's another champion that can go in, which is always risky with Ted Blonde. But at least it has a bit more safety in the way that, it gives you a shield. You can use it to disengage as well as going in. Did well into Voltimnex's Zaya, but obviously the Jinx a lot less mobile, and has a lot less kind of self peel, unlike Zaya. So maybe the Kaisa could be very juicy here if she manages to find the right angle.
Yeah, and
we'll see more
get paired with the Morgana as they did the first game, which was a good counter to Ted Blonde's enjoying of engages.
Yep.
So.
Also seen the York band, so obviously the champion very disgustingly strong right now. They don't want to give that over to Vanishing Potato if he does happen to play it, which I'm sure he does. Alistair also denied here away from Crusty Pants.
Yeah, Kaisa Alistair a notoriously strong lane in general.
But Leona's still available here. So it looks like they're probably going to lock this in. It'll give them some really nice engage. Obviously, it gives them really nice 2v2 as well, no matter what the matchup is going to be, because the Kaisa passive and the Leona passive work really well, but they are going to pivot and go into the Nautilus. Which, same again, is still good. I mean, I would argue the Leona is better because she does more damage, and she's just a tanky, if not tankier. But all this is also good, right? Because you can ulti. The ulti is guaranteed to hit if you're in range, unless you have something that can, mitigate it, like a stopwatch or a Zai ulti or something like that. But Jinx does not have that, and they don't have a Morgana either, the Black Shield. So, and you can't cleanse a knockup either. So this could be a very dangerous pick here for Voltimnex.
We will see the support he eventually has. I assume Weighted Pair does not play this Galio. Yeah, gets Sajana.
Okay. So, I mean, definitely. Jinx Janna is like an old school combo. Has good disengage, right? Because she can ulti away targets like the Volibear, the Nautilus, the Kali. But it's kind of risky because if it's a very squishy bot lane, if the Janna gets hooked, she's just dead. Kaisa will just absolutely tear her to shreds. And as we go into remake, just because of a placeholder. Teemo is Jinx, robs her. So they first picked the Jinx here for Voltimnex. So yeah, honestly, it's a scary bot lane for Team LegendJerry. Because the Jinx has potential to pop off later in the game, but I feel like the laning phase is going to be super rough for them. I feel like he's going to get targeted really harsh here by Jack Attack and Krusty Pants. They're going to constantly throw CC his way. So we'll see if he can end up surviving it and become that late game monster that he was in the first game. As they're trolling the bans, but it doesn't matter because we're not in a tournament realm, so we don't have the stats available from this game series, which is unfortunate. Yeah, Zaki, it had to be done again because of the placeholder.
Yeah, it's just weird. They're not using the tournament code, no?
Kerry wasn't available to give them it in time, so
Okay. Right.
it happens.
Okay,
You
doesn't
know,
matter too much.
in some tournaments.
As long as
You know,
I've seen times where they troll, go, yeah, we'll do all the 8 jumps, and then it's like, oh damn, they picked Annie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So just looking at here,
Gangplank has that nice interaction where he can just eat an orange, and then that prevents deaths.
yep.
Brute. Very good for you guys.
Yep, not seeing any tank battles anymore. These guys are going full on bruisers, I guess you could say. Is Gangplank a bruiser? I guess he's a bruiser, right? So they just want to kill each other, man. They want to kill.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gangplank also wants to scale. He can impact with the ulti across the map.
Yeah.
So I really like this Gangplank pick. We'll see if Banjo Potato can pilot it to success.
Yeah, I feel like kill is a strong word for what Gangplank will do in a lane. He'll poke you out and he'll fight you, but I feel like if you're dying to the Gangplank, you probably done something a little wrong.
I mean,
doesn't quite have that
he's
like finish off potential.
like he's got more range option than the Mordekaiser, right? So it feels like
he can force you out.
Yeah, you can force you out. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's not like he surprises you unless he's gone like ignite or something.
Yeah.
Definitely need a summon spell to do this. But yeah, good options for ganking in the top lane because they will.
Yeah.
There's none of this sit back and farm under tower champs. These are looking for this pressure on each other.
Yeah. I like that at least I got Mordekaiser this time for a bit of spread damage. Because the last comp that Team LegendJerry had, again, a lot of the eggs were just solely around the Zaya because the Hecarim went tank. So I feel like there's a lot more kind of spread of resources that can be put around here. That should be nice for them. Overall, though, it's kind of hard to call, because a lot of what Team Arkali want to do with this comp feels a bit execution based, right? Like Akali, obviously backline assassin. The engage isn't necessarily guaranteed unless Nautilus straight up just ultis the Jinx, right? And then you're just going all in on that. But like, there's decent peel options for the side of LegendJerry with Janna. And then Galio can also offer the ulti as like kind of zoning disengage. So we'll see. It's hard. It's really hard to say. It feels like maybe this is going to come mostly down to if Ultimate can survive the lane phase and how swingy top lane is going to be. Like if Gangplank's just allowed to scale for free, then it's going to be very, very awkward for this Jinx because she's going to have a big ulti dropped on her every time from Gangplank, and she's going to basically be able to do nothing. But if Gangplank's put into the dirt by the Mordekaiser, then it could be pretty rough because there's not that many tanky champions. Like you got support and all this, which is decently tanky, but honestly, like when he doesn't have the shield, it can be quite squishy these days. And Volibear, it's again decently tanky, but like not like a proper necessarily a traditional frontliner. Kind of hard to call.
Interesting one. It is. Yeah, it's weird that they went back for this. It's a lot like their last comp from side of LegendJerry, given they have Galio Hecarim. The comp kind of turns into the same comp again. This Jinx is going to be focused by a lot, so the Hecarim Galio can join this lane really quickly. Can suddenly be a 4-man Fiesta bot.
Yep.
But the fact that there is that Gangplank ult, and if the Volibear shows up, the Akali can roam down. This bot lane can get very exciting very quickly. And I'm not sure how much Jinx will enjoy that early, because this Kaisa Nautilus is a lane that wants to get on you. It wants to be fighting in these early games. We're probably going to be looking at which team gets dragons, and if Dragon Soul suddenly becomes a win con. But then teams can fight over absolutely nothing, have lovely fights 2 minutes before Dragon spawns, and then somehow that vision ends up not being cleared, and then we have weird game plates because nothing is actually executed the way it technically should be, and that is why we love this game. Can never call it a game in Champ Select. It's spectator delay 2.5 minutes. There's probably a kill at this point because this is how these types of games end up going. It's comps like this. You're like, oh, Jinx Janna. It's a great lane, but as you said, if Janna gets hooked, Janna could get hooked like very early on, and then the lane suddenly feels really, really, really bad.
Yep.
So it's a lot of these. This is how the game should go, but a little bit of execution error, and suddenly the game is on its head. So yeah, very hard one to help.
Yep. As best of three, third game in the series, as we said, winner goes on to semi-finals, losers are out. So it's all on the line for these two teams. We'll take a very short break as we're in the loading screen. We'll be back shortly. And welcome back, everybody, here to our final game in this best of three between Team LegendJerry and Team Arkali. It's all to play for here. Get through to the semi-finals. And we'll see now if either side wants to go for this level 1. You definitely can with a Nautilus on your team. So far, they've played it safe in these two games. But I'd like to see if they can try maybe get an early play here. They are going to all pile up towards the top side, looks like.
Yeah, always this thing. You see, one of the champs has a hook. Can we use it level 1?
So they shouldn't get spotted out here yet by the Mordekaiser. Oh, but does. Yeah. Manage move just in time, doesn't get hooked there by Krusty Pants. And both teams are going to reset. It does mean Voltum should get a ward down here onto the enemy blue, so they get some vision from that. Or some information, rather, I should say.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Nothing too much happening.
You know, there was actually 3 total wards placed during that. Don't agree with the second one up near the blue. You have all the vision you really need from that first one.
Yeah.
Oh, but it does end up being cleared. So technically there is now one that is still alive. And I mean, it was actually 700 IQ. But
I just say you likely know. Yeah, so. you likely know that the Volibear is starting to blue buff, right? On this, so like, It
take
gets him a bit of gold, but it doesn't really deny too much in the end.
Yeah.
Both junglers getting bot side leashes. So looking maybe to look for some early top plays perhaps around the Gangplank and the Mordekaiser. See if that ends up happening though.
It's always the opportunity for a bit of a cheese if they think that decided Teblan and Krusty fans are going to go too aggressive in the early levels, but
True.
we do expect something standard.
So far, Volley just gone towards his wolves, so it looks like he's just going to go for the full clear towards top side. Lush is on the Krugs, has left now, and also going to go for Raptor, so neither jungler looking boss side just yet. Ooh, a lot of damage on Arkali though.
Yeah, there's only 2 abilities with that Galio so far. Oh, big from that punch there as well. Arkali going low could mean that this is maybe a target on the way up to this top side.
Yeah.
Does have pots up though, and not nearly as in danger as he first looked. Hits level 3 though, and
yeah, big damage. Does not have enough damage to finish off the kill though, and the Shroud also helps Arkali get away though. So nice place from LegendJerry, piling on early pressure though. You'd like to see it.
Yeah. Big prio probably should get the Scuttle Crab out of this. So interestingly enough, the Kaisen Nautilus is the one that gets pushed into the tower. That's
I mean the thing is
not
like that's
afraid of the hooks too much.
as long as your Jan is playing like in the middle of minions, then she can be quite oppressive if she can get that poke off against a melee champion like the Nautilus. So range into melee always pretty hard for the melee. But as we said earlier, can also characteristic that if you get hooked, you're probably dead. So we'll see if that ends up happening. The top scuttle was secured by Lush, and that's going to be pretty big as Jack Attack had also padded top lane, so he's not going to be able to scuttle. He's going to see it. It's probably too late, because I'm not. Is he just running straight to the other scuttle? Looks like it.
It looks like he is.
So yeah, he will get there in time. Probably gets that.
Get the hook off, but don't
Ultimax.
think anything too much comes with. Good tornado from the Janna.
That's a lot of damage and the traps. Yeah, Voltinex almost getting CC off.
Double teleport coming in. It's, Galio trying to do some work. Just gets the taunt off and tornado, and nothing comes with it yet again. This is a lot happening, but nothing comes in the end of it.
Yeah, TP's traded, heals traded, but no kills in the end. Slight summoner advantage for Team LegendJerry as Krusty Pants did flash himself as well. But yeah, you can see how dangerous it is that even though Krusty landed the hook, the damage just wasn't necessarily there, and then trying to get out, like you just get poked so hard by this Janna Jinx and almost got killed by the traps by Voltinex. So had to blow that flash to get away with his life. Ultimately though, things still relatively even across the board.
Yeah, and the side of LegendJerry, their bot lane didn't flash either one of them. So normally that's kind of the risk when you get things. Oh, but there is a fight going on top. The nothing really coming of it again.
Yeah. Again,
this isolated Q damage really hurting them.
Yeah, it's kind of like a wet noodle fight, except it's not from tanks. It's just from two champions that can sustain and mildly trade off each other. Ultimax though has flash available. It has flash out very late though. A lot of damage gone down, but looks like there's no follow-up damage to get the kill. Oh, GP ulti though, managed to secure it. Vanish Potato get himself first blood. Super high value here for the Gangplank.
Gets to eat himself out of it.
Gets traded though. Loses his flash, loses his life. Paul Vegan trying to punish in return, but first blood on Gangplank. Pretty huge for Vanish Potato.
Yeah, that's always what happens. It's talk about the fact that Gangplank can have that global pressure, but then if Mordekaiser just runs you straight down, then nothing really comes with it as an advantage. But he has a TP to go up to the tower, the Jinx does not. So Jinx loses some of a wave while Gangplank gets to come straight back into lane.
Yep.
So summoner spell used, but the XP advantage goes to the blue side, or red side. Hitting level 5 first.
Yeah, so you can see Volton trying to get the quick shove here because they want to try to get Prio for this dragon, it looks like. I imagine most starts planning back towards the spot side. Kali, though, looking for a bit of a play on LegendJerry, but just gets a bit of a minor scuffle more than anything else.
Absolutely 0 damage. But yeah, it does look like they have more pressure here for the Drake. Can't quite take it knowing that the Hecarim is in the area, but probably going to try and get some vision down, get this pressure before.
I mean, they're shove in
the
mid and bot
Rinter's
now,
response.
so they should be able to collapse here onto the volley bearers, who should walk away. So I think they should be able to burst this down, right? Because Arkali's kind of stuck underneath his tower. Doesn't have a lot of damage. He's only got Dark Seal and a D shield, so it's not like Arkali's doing a lot of damage at this point right now. So they're just going to concede this dragon early. That's fine. They're not going to mind too much. They've kind of got time on their side with a Gangplank and a Kaisa. Obviously, the other side does too with a Jinx, but there's more scaling available here for, you could say, for Team Arkali. Though, getting caught though.
He is
Getting quite low. Doesn't have flash available to him.
Oh, and the Q doesn't quite connect. Yeah, this Straiten coming onto him by the Mordekaiser, it's starting to hurt. It's starting to kind of run away with this trading patterns, but he should be able to scale up and hopefully not die. It's kind of Gangplank's role here. His ult is also going to come up soon, so he is also going to be playing forward or lanes with that global pressure.
Yep. Oh, Jerry getting a bit of poking here, managed to get the taunt off. Again, does not have the follow-up damage to kind of finish off the kill. It's mostly just trying to force Arkali out of the lane. Obviously no TP available on Arkali either, so if he gets a shove in here and she gets the back, then she misses all the CS. So that's pretty rough for Arkali.
Yeah. The volley bear, I think, is actually able to take this, but while he does that, just right beside him, under his nose, this Hecarim is just going to take his Raptors. So it's not really capturing this. Oh, big flash.
Flash, hook, and dredge line put down onto Voltanex, who has to heal to get out of that one, but counter gank coming in return with the TP play. They managed to land the hook onto Kutzpans, who is in the death realm. Tailblon flashing in to try and get a trade kill. Oh, and Gangplank ulti gets Jinx on the backside. But Tailblon caught in no man's land, has to use the ulti to try and get out.
He's ulti hit.
And does manage to get to safety. So Tailblon ulting out for once. Like to see it. But yeah, another free kill kind of going over to Gangplank there.
Yeah, just seems to be more versus Gangplank, but not each other. Just this time we go back to the bot lane. Yeah, it's an interesting lane state. Oh, big damage.
Oh, Arkali going super low here against Agalia once again. Does have the backup of the knowledge though. Tries to go for the execute. Just lacking a slight amount of damage to finish off the kill though. LegendJerry sweating after that one. But will miss out on this wave. Actually has TP, so can TP back to tower to catch this wave if he so chooses.
Yeah, they're using their push very well on the side of LegendJerry, which they all seem like they have constant pressure here, apart from right there when Arkali did do a good bit of damage. But in general, they're all, this pressure is pushed into the red side. It's allowing a lot of objective control, which is probably the dragons coming up in 1.5. They're probably trying to try and continue this. I was talking about this. The early dragons are going to be possibly key. When the scaling comes up, you can't outscale a dragon skill. Well, you can sometimes, but you probably won't. These teams have scaling options, and it's not going to be an Infernal Soul, but yeah, this Soul could be kind of where we try to win the game through.
Yeah. Well, it's likely going to be a mountain or an ocean, both pretty decent options for both squads, I feel like. So we'll see what ends up happening. Lush is patting towards bot side here. He's going to get spotted out by this ward because Wade Pair just hit it. So they should know that he's there. He's just going to force the gank anyway. Teblon still stepped up, gets feared, and he's going to get comboed down, but manages to ulti away. Looks like he's going to be able to kite out from Lush as they're trying to trade back onto him. Arkali also here in the bot lane with a Galio ulti coming down. And Arkali forced to ulti out.
How has no one died again? There's so many of these big plays, a lot going down, and nothing in terms of kills going down. But there is that Rift Herald up in the top lane that is being put down.
Yeah.
So
You have to
this is
remember-
a trade of plates for a dragon, it seems.
This is the last chance for either team to continue on in the tournament. So you feel like they're playing maybe a little reserved. You know, they're not going as deep for the play, so they're putting themselves in position or they can get out of the fight, but it means they're not going to get any kills in return either. Meanwhile, Public and Vegan trying to pressure out Vanishing Pit here on the top side to use the Death Realm, but that was instantly oranged away. Vanishing out under a decent amount of pressure. And they will concede the second dragon here, so it is going to be an Ocean Soul on the map available for these teams.
It's a fun soul where you thought you killed them, and then they have a little bit of health. Now they have full health. You know?
Yep.
That was fair. You can counter that by just one-shotting though. That's another option. So those squishies of Jinx Janna just dying in one shot won't quite love it. Christ,
Hawk goes
Flash
wide,
doesn't
as does the
quite
W,
hit.
but it feels like they're trying really hard force on
He's-
Ultimax right now.
He's
Gangplank
got
ulti coming
that.
down, has had CC available. Teblon is getting zoned out here by the
no
TP
ult.
though. And Crunchy Pants is just going to get caught here by the LegendJerry TP. Is going to go down here from the Jinx eventually.
Yeah,
There you go.
tried to give it to the Jinx. Took a while for him to actually get it. Yeah, I feel like there was a miscommunication that Kaisa didn't have ults to follow up onto that.
Yeah.
So it looked like it was a hard force that you can get the kill very easily with a
Yeah.
Kaisa
But honestly-
lane, but not without the ult.
I feel like Teblon should have just gone for it anyway, right? Because Voltanex was like pretty low. You had a Gangplank ulti on top of him, like just burst him.
Yeah.
And then like your Nautilus got Kaisa into Janna Galio. Like you probably win that fight. So maybe
I think it was
Ted-
just the Janna slows with the W and possibly a tornado to zone him off, kind of didn't let him get in there at time. And then also there was the TP, so
Yeah.
you knew at best it'd be a 1-for-1. So maybe it is. Again, this is the last game. You lose this, you lose. So not willing to make these risky plays, just accepting that that was an overcommit and just accepting that's one death for the sport.
I have just noticed that that was a very early Kraken Slayer here for Kaisa, whereas Voltanex hasn't managed to finish his first item yet. Probably should do on the reset, but he is down like nearly 30 CS, so not been the best of laning phases here. Voltanex getting targeted quite heavily by these GP ultis and these ganks coming through.
Yeah, and that was as we would expect. The Hecarim does have his mythic item, which is going to really struggle to stop him running into that lane and influencing it. These Galio trades are getting very
Yeah.
strong in this lane.
As Blank just pointed out in chat, he has actually gone Night Harvester this time. He'd gone Protobelt in the last game that he played it. So he's kind of lacking that like utility engage that you'd have from Protobelt, but obviously the damage, if he can kind of get down consecutive hits, very, very nice indeed.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I agree with it, but
Yeah, like again,
he went.
I
Got it
don't
done.
necessarily agree
What
with
a
full
prediction
tank
by
or
the
full
Nautilus,
AP.
but it does nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if I like full AP Galio. I think you might as well build him tank and have ultra damage sources on your team. Well, I guess we'll see what LegendJerry ends up accomplishing with it.
Yeah.
There is a dragon up in 1 minute 30. You can see them trying to get vision towards that. Wait, pair almost getting called out, but has the tornado to disengage.
Oliver did pop the turbo chem tank for that one, so
I mean, it's a
might
relatively short
not be
cooldown.
available for the dragon fight.
No, it should be. I don't know the exact cooldown, but I feel like it's like a minute something.
It's 90 seconds space, but I think it is. Is it affected by ability haste? Might be.
Not ability haste, but like if he has no, I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
I doubt he has like Ingenious Hunter.
Oh no, yeah, that's only so much folks. Yeah.
Ingenious Hunter is the only thing that should affect it, but I doubt he has that. Maybe Cosmic Insight affects it. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
it's nearly up anyway.
Yeah.
And it's not like they will be immediately on spawn force to make a big fight, but
Teblan's
it
path
should be
towards
the
them is
focus.
also a bit weird too. So he hasn't gone for like the early Q spike. You know where you go that like the Dirk in the middle of like the Cracker Slayer build. So he's kind of delayed that kind of spike for him a little bit. So it doesn't have as much Q burst.
Yeah.
Both sides trying to set up here for the objective though. They're forced off the blue ward in the back of the pit. So Lush has full knowledge of what's going on here with this dragon, so they can take their time kind of getting this set up. Lush getting potentially cut out though, getting decently burst out here. Arkali's gone super deep though. And Gameplay ulti does come down. Galio ulti to disengage. Absolutely nothing though. As Bacon and Vegan is here on the backside. Onto 5 people with the ulti. Lush trying to get people caught out, but it's just going to get tanked down. And it's just gone a bit pear-shaped here. For as kills going down on the turf. Ulti next is down. Jack Attack is going to get caught though. It's actually so back and forth. Blonde and Magic Potato trying to win the 2v2 here against some very tanky boys. But Vegan is so huge though on this Mordekaiser. Is putting down so much damage. But oh, Teflon, walk back in! Why did you walk back in? Oh my... okay.
Overall, it's the 5 for 4, gets the ace, 1 alive. I think he just solos Dragon after this as well. His own jungler's going to be there faster, so...
I mean,
yeah,
most
that
should
could
get
have
there
went
first.
either way.
Sorry, Ted Blonde is honestly tilting me. Like, oh my lord. So the man secured the dragon here. They are getting caught out though. They should just leave. They're going to let Public and Vegan die. The shutdown does go over to Arkali, so that's pretty valuable. He's ultied in, but he's managed to shirk him back out to safety. Being a little bit flashy, but ultimately, Team LegendJerry here on Soul Point, with the Ocean Soul available, is going to be pretty scary for Team Arkali to deal with.
They're not going to do this, are they?
No, I don't think so.
Like,
they're just trying to get vision here in the river. They're trying to bait the enemy team in so they can get some picks off, looks like. But there's no health bars here, you know, like Krusty Pants is half health. They've blue warded the Baron pit, so they know that they're not on the Baron. So they should know that they're still in the river. Gran. Spot out by the vision plant. Bait failed. They're going to have to reset.
The whole team hasn't done vision for a long while. And then we see they're not doing Baron.
Yep.
Oh no, what could they be doing? Yeah, it's funny, they do have a not insignificant gold lead, but
it doesn't feel like it, right?
It doesn't. No, you would have thought it's all going LegendJerry, but
like the thing is, like again, we kept saying like the gangplank scaling is really nice, obviously, and Kaisa's not bad herself, but you know, if they manage to grab themselves an Ocean Soul, and Povegan and Vegan kind of has fights like that where he's just allowed to keep on free hit sustaining with Conquer, with the Ocean Soul, he kind of just goes to town on these people with the Riftmaker, with the Demonic Embrace, kind of just shreds for everybody. Oh, Voltanex getting ulted to go once again by the gangplank. Potato going for like a solo kill here, seems like, but doesn't have a way to get onto Voltanex there with the barrels though. And GP ult wasted. Oh, Teplon is ulted in though! Under tower! The Jani's right beside him, he's just gonna shield him. Ted!
Right.
Ted, for the love of God! Oh. Oh.
I'm sensing some rage at his
I've cast so many of this man's
continued-
games, and I've seen him like
continued play style.
yeah,
He's
like
not going to stop.
I mean, okay,
Just
you know,
tell you it now, it's not going to change.
I know, but man, like, my God,
If he had ult, he would have went in there as well. So
me? No, God, no.
no. If Teblon had ult again, he would have ulted again.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Arkali is getting debt realmed here. Has Shroud to maybe try to dodge out to kill. Meanwhile, Voltanex getting ulti on top of. Fliplon does get the kill in the end. Arkali gets away with his life. Oh, hook onto weighted
I'm more
pair,
interested
and that
in
is
how
going to be the
Arkali-
trigger for this Baron.
Arkali did eventually die.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's the demonic embrace. But how did he survive that from? I know he has Shroud, but Mordekaiser also has a passive that tells you where you are in the Shroud, because you just walk over them.
I'm not sure.
Well, they do eventually. Alright, they can't pull off the
Yeah.
Baron.
They can. Yeah. Like they just need people to zone and they finish it off and they get out.
Yeah.
Like,
And
don't
they
go
get
in, Krusty!
out.
Krusty! What are you doing? Why are they fighting this? Walk away! Reset!
Force the heroes out.
Please!
No, they forced heroes. That's a big kill there. And it's going to be down for the dragon. They knew what they were doing. I swear. Please.
Oh my God.
Right. Gold lead extended. But there's a dragon coming up. And this Baron's not really going to be doing much in those waves because it's going to have to be everyone on board for this dragon. So they got a little bit of mid-prowl probably with the Baron buff, but this is a big fight for potentially ending the game if Ocean Soul comes up.
Yeah. Sorry, shaking myself out of this tilt here. They managed to get themselves some vision control here into the river. They do have the Baron buff, so they should get themselves priority here in the mid lane, but their side lanes are actually going to be pushing in, and there's a TP here in the mid lane. Pagan Vegan's teleporter right on top of Vanishing Potato. Does get tagged by Teplon.
He held his ult.
Didn't ulti this time. Thankfully, 1v1 into the Mordekaiser. That was the Turbo Kentang blown by Jack Attacks. Doesn't have that available for another engage. But honestly, they just want to burst this dragon. Try to deny the soul right now. They just have to leash it out. Don't reset the dragon, you know. But they've kind of wasted a lot of time here when they could have just burst this. Potentially giving Lush an angle. No, he ulted way too late though.
Yeah.
Does manage to get back out with his life.
I'm not sure I understand.
Nope. Stupid fucking watch. Okay, there we go. Put that away.
I don't understand either. But
yeah, I don't. You know what, Siri? I do not understand. I'm sorry. Anyway, no soul yet for Team LegendJerry, who are very much on the back foot right now against this Baron. Like, they have like okay wave clear with Jinx, but other than that, it's not all that great. I feel like Team Arkali should be doing more with this Baron right now. There's still like a tier 3 available down the bot side. Oh, they got a big hook though. Voltanex zoned out of the fight. Clutch Pan's taken so low. Big damage coming in here from Vanishing Potato with the barrels. It's so hard for Voltanex to approach these fights. And
yeah. Only the one down though. Those traps by the Jinx did dissuade them from getting any closer. But yeah, that's the sort of engage that needs to be done. The Nautilus hooks are very scary when they are got the damage behind them.
yep.
Early ones in lane didn't do much, but when they have.
Well, that's the thing what we were saying,
Headlong.
right? Like, especially with this channel, like, yeah, she gives a lot of shielding and healing, but the Nautilus potential for playmaking is so huge. Lush goes super deep for damage. Manages to catch out Teplon, who has ulti out to safety, but helpers are so low, and the Jinx can get her resets off here. She's getting excited. She is trying to go for kills. She is going to get the reset here off of the Volley Bear, and she's going to chase down the Nautilus too. Does not get the kill, though, in the end. Teplon has shown up out of nowhere now. He's trying to get the kill. Does she just get the kill onto the Jinx, though? Will chase down way to pair here on Janet as well. And that is going to end up being a 2 for 2 in the end. And that is absolutely madness coming out from both these teams right now. They're so scrappy. Big kills going over to Jinx, though. Even though she went down, that's a lot of gold in her pockets that she's going to be able to go back with. Almost has that IE complete.
Yeah. This is the scaling that we have. The Jinx is getting to her break points, but this Kai'Sa is already there for a lot of them. Does have a lot of this damage. Not quite able to finish off the IE. He is getting there though. But that Nautilus re-engage was very nice. Teplon looked to turn around as if he thought he had ult again. Always looking for them. Always wanting to go back in. But yeah, he wasn't afraid of being on low health. Did decide to come in, finish off that Jinx. They kind of saved what was looking like a very good engagement from Hecarim started off.
Yep.
And there he does finish the Infinity Edge on this back, ready for the next objective, which
Yep. 2-3 item 80 carries.
Baron. It is coming up first, but I don't think they'll be doing it on spawn, so it will probably be this dragon that's the next big fight that they'll have.
Still a lot of focus on this Ocean Soul. Team Arkali trying to deny that away from LegendJerry. They managed to put themselves here. They're going to get this vision out. Try get as much control as possible. Way to pair in a bit of a risky position there. Very far forward from the rest of the team. As they lose their bot turret. So again, just pro, mid and bot wave. Top wave is pushing in, but I don't think they're going to care about that too much. Like, the Gangplank could go up there and has ulti and TP for the fight. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, we will.
They've actually just gone for a full reset though, so they've given up full. They basically just given up their vision here in the river. Although Lush is only clearing it alone, no one else helping him, so he's not able to clear vision fast enough. So he could get cut out here, honestly.
Oh,
Crusty Pants has looks for engage. Hook from the auto. Lush half HP. Does have decent shielding though. Is looking for the re-engage here. Does get kited out.
Entrance. The perfect execution. Just gonna start
Golden
playing
X
this on up
is in the middle of so many people though. Got flanked by the GP. Is going to go down. Paul Bacon the Vegan gets a kill on the backside though. Both 80 carries are down. Paul Bacon the Vegan here. The biggest damage dealer left. And no one can kill him. There is no one who can kill this Mordecai here. I don't even think the Arkali can. So now that is going to be the Ocean Soul most likely going out over to the side of LegendJerry. That is a huge fight for them. They're not going to be able to get a Baron
from some random queue.
Nah, there's no way.
Don't even attempt it. God, it's Soul.
No,
you always attempt some shithousery that like.
Listen,
not everyone over the wall.
I mean,
how it stole it.
Not everyone can steal a Baron with a support Ash ult, you know. Like some people are just built different. Like what can I tell you?
It was the Imperial Mandate AP that just really scared.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that was it, man. Like, I still would have rather had crit Ash by the end of that game because we were lacking damage. But we won't talk about it. I mean, it's fine. We won't.
50 minutes in, I think you prefer an ADC build.
I don't want to think about that game anymore. That was a rough one. But this is very scrappy. Ocean Soul for a Jinx has not finished the IE, so still won't have that for the Baron fight.
I think it'll be less relevant for this Jinx. This Jinx, I think, is probably still going to be untouched or dead. There's no real bit in the middle where you can heal up, but this Mord, just 4 items, good luck killing them. Like,
Listen, Emmett, like I said, I don't want to talk about that game, alright? Listen, alright? That's old news. As we're in the future now, old man. And it is the side of LegendJerry is putting a lot of pressure here, trying to zone them off and they've got a lot of vision control here in the river. They can bait the fight. They have Janus shields, right? They can just tank the Baron. Force Team Arkali into them, which is what I feel like they should be doing. Because right now they don't have sideline pressure. Like, the waves are actually pushing against them. Arkali is roamed down to bot lane. He does have TP available, but like a TPing Arkali is not necessarily what you want for these 5-on-5 fights. I guess we'll see though. So actually everyone's just gone for resets.
it's interesting they decided to just not force anything too much. The Ocean Soul is a very strong soul in the fact that these Barons, you don't get baited into doing a Baron, you don't lose any HP while you're doing it. So you're kind of you can peel off at any time. Yeah. It's just time you've invested, not any risky fights. Like, so
the only thing I can think of is like so Jinx has her IE now, right? So obviously that's pretty huge. So maybe they wanted to get that third item spike for her, which I think makes some sense. Hi Emily, I'll say that for Emmett in chat. As both teams kind of grouping around here in the mid lane. LegendJerry is bot. Should be in ulti range for some of these people, but Lush has to be a bit careful. I feel like you probably want the Mordekaiser bot rather than your Galio though. He should like match the Kali just better at this point. He
doesn't quite have the TP ready, but
like that's thing like
it's relevant.
I mean, he's have the TP available for this, right?
Yeah.
And look, LegendJerry didn't even get the bot way shoved, so it's actually gonna push into them.
An unusual one. Why?
So now he's actually just roamed up here.
Yeah.
So lane of time is not going exactly how we would like to see. They have started the Baron though. They are getting through this relatively quickly. Jack Attack is in range. The GB ulti does go down. Flash out from Voltanex to dodge that as they've turned onto Krusty Pants, who's going down super quickly here. Teplond has ulti in though with the Killer Instinct. Jinx Rocket goes wide, and this is a messy fight. They're trying to finish off the Baron, but there's not enough damage dealers on it. Jack Attack has stolen the Baron. Voltanex
Stormbringer's over the wall.
Gets burst out here by Ted Blonde. Banshee Potato here in the backside is trying to do work on the gangplank. Has managed to get a kill, but Bacon the Vegan also trying to do work. Ted Blonde, all you have to do is kite out. Perfectly done. Now this shutdown's gone onto the Arkali. Trying to chase away the pair, going for the kill. They don't have the waves available to them, but these are long death timers here, 30 seconds apiece for most of the side of Team LegendJerry. They should at least lose their inhibitor.
Yeah, hopefully you can get a wave in time. There's okay, Volibear bringing a mid wave in, trying to get them on two fronts, but yeah, this is
but man,
turns out you can kill people as long as you just burst them down really quickly.
But what happened in that Baron fight? Like, why was no one damaging the Baron? Like, either Lush had to...
It was going down pretty quickly. And
like,
then,
Lush was the only one
hitting
it. Like, Lush was literally the only one hitting it at the end. So either he had to leave the Baron early and just join the rest of the team for the fight, or they just burst it, and then they turn, right? But, like, they just chose the worst of both worlds, and Yak Attack... We're just living in the world of Jack Attack here, like, you know? Like, it's just, I don't know. Like... 65k to 57. Obviously, gold not meaning as much here as we get into the late game. Items are relatively same across the board. Levels are relatively same across the board.
Soul on the other side. Ocean Soul is pretty huge.
Ocean Soul is pretty huge, so they should be advantaged in theory, but I don't know. Like, the hard engage has kind of been winning out these fights. You know, the Janna pick has not paid off in the way you would like to see it so far. Lush, looking for the engage angle, has opted to not go for it in the end. Big chunk there on the way to pair though, with the Void Rush.
Fortunately, Nautilus does look thought out.
Yeah, Crispant's going to go down there. Sport Nautilus still very squishy. Jack Attack.
Killer Instinct.
Galio Ulto does manage to preserve their lives. It looks like they are actually going to win out on this fight. Ted Blonde is trying his best to fight from the backside. Does a lot of damage though, but is going to be caught between an Elder and a hard place. It does flash out from behind the pit. And this is going to be the Elder Dragon. Unless Teblon manages to get steal somehow, is trying to damage over the wall, but Lush is not taking all that much damage, to be honest.
Yeah, this is the Ocean Soul. There's not really any damage. That's just healed up. Trying to do some stuff, maybe get an inhibitor tower, but yeah, a Soul and an Elder now. It's going to be very hard to do anything in against them just running at down mid.
Yeah, unfortunately, Krusty Pants getting caught out there meant that they were kind of lacking engage on their own terms, and they weren't able to get on top of picks like the Jinx in time where she was able to pull out enough damage for her team to win out on the fights. And yeah, just it's Elder Dragon versus Ocean Soul, and because the buff has expired, so it's
Elder Dragon and Ocean Soul.
Sorry, that's right. Yeah, sorry, I got mixed up two teams. My apologies. Yeah, that's double. Those are two scary, really scary buffs. Is yeah, surely they don't lose it from here, right?
Like, you can't say that.
Like, there's unless Fulton X just like insta dies from like a burst combo, and you know the rest of the team's able to like kite it out correctly. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. Like, even if they kill the Jinx, it feels like Mordekaiser's like just really, really scary to deal with right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
How many members actually have the Elder buff though? It's just the Mordekaiser, right? Mordekaiser Hecarim?
Mordekaiser Hecarim
and Janna.
Possibly Janna.
So the Jinx doesn't have it, so that's huge. Honestly. She's still scary because she has 4 items with LDR, i.e. PD, Crackslayer. Like, this is the perfect build to shred through any tanks in a team fight. And with Lethal Tempo, she can just turn on rockets. She doesn't even have to build up with her Gatling gun. She can just honestly just go to town with that, with the longer range. So if she doesn't get like picked off, she could do a lot even without Elder buff. Let's see what ends up happening though. They are charging down mid lane. They have no prior. They've got a prior on their top lane though. Wave's pushing into them. I guess they want to just stack up as 5 mostly with this Elder buff. You don't want to give the enemy an opportunity to look for picks. Ultinex was tagged by the Void Seeker, but no ult in from Teblond just yet. Phantom Potato trying to hit them with the barrel. Oh, gets a big chunk. Big damage out of Ultinex to half HP, but again has, Ocean Soul. They just have to wait. And they'll just regen back up. No problem whatsoever. Look, he's already nearly full HP.
The problem though, this Elder buff does not push your minions. These barrels are just clearing these waves.
Yeah.
Waiting for this next wave just seems like time could have been doing something on the map.
Maybe you'd want them to get like control on the map, like their sideways. At least get to tier 2s maybe. They are forcing their way in now. That's a big chunk again though. Wholesome. Half HP. Zoned out from the fight from the GPL. He's running back through it actually. It's so low, but again, Ocean Soul. They're just going to end up walking away. And they're going to regen back up.
Yeah. Walking away is not something you would expect an Ocean Soul Elder buff team to have to do. But like neither of them have lost an inhibitor through these various pushes. So
but Wave Hair has gone super deep. It's looking for the pick here on the Volt. Krusty Pants, Lush has gone in, and they're going to get the kill onto him. Arkali also Zonya's, and is going to get caught out here by the Galio taunt, but ends up getting out over the wall. But that means they should get this mid inhibitor now. At the very least, it is 5v4 on the map. They're looking for a way to finish off this game, finish off the series, get themselves a semi-final berth.
This isn't with the Elder buff anymore. This is just purely recognizing this now a 5v4.
Yeah.
Just
but again,
get the inhibitor, and they're going to go for the Baron, which is spawning in 20 seconds.
Yeah, Baron in 20 seconds. Fulton's getting this red buff here. They're trying to get camps away. They're trying to put down some vision. Get the blast pant. So, track attack is less options. Like, he has no flash. So the only way he's getting into that pit is if he ultis over the wall, if he's going to look for the steal.
They-
They are setting him a
They
depth rush, though.
don't see that there is a pink board in the pit. So... Oh, they can
They
see they're
face
not on
checked anyway.
Baron. They still
Oh,
face check it.
no. Double kill here for the
Oh,
Jinx. And
that
that
has
is
to be game.
that is probably game. That is 2 TPs going to the base. Or no, it's just a Mordekaiser. He's actually just trying to stop backs or like looking for a kill, but
Yeah,
it's not really going to do anything. Jack Tack is like relatively safe here on the turret.
he's just recognizing that he can...
Like they've no
only
wave.
three to
They've
remaining
no
members.
wave. Like Galio is
Yeah.
still outscoring a wave in. They have 30
They
seconds
could have
here.
done Baron. Like,
Yeah, I mean, 28 seconds here on basically their 2 solo lanes, so they can just force the end here, looks like. And trying to get a kill here on the Crusty Pants. Caught out once again. Teplon, exhausted, feared, has ulti down to get to safety, but I don't think it's going to matter. Voltanex is going to chase him down onto the Nexus, onto the fountain. Jinx getting excited, is going to go for more kills here as they kill off the Nexus. And that is
doesn't quite
team.
get the kill during the win.
Yeah.
Now what's the important thing is the poor team not letting Jinx have a kill.
But that is Team LegendJerry winning this quarterfinal, which was ended up being fairly tense in the end. Very back and forth. But they will go through to face Arcane in the semi-finals. And that is that's a big win. That is a very big win for them. As we'll take a quick look here at the damage graphs. Let me just switch that over here.
Yeah.
So-
Unfortunately, damage graphs don't mean much when
Yep.
you can also look at the healing done. That is a graph you'd want to put beside it. The Mordekaiser did 23,000 healing, which probably mitigates a lot of the fact that yeah, you can attack him, but once he got that Ocean Soul, he really was a big struggle to deal with. But very surprising that those fights were still close to her after that. So good on to Team Arkali for not giving up after that point.
Can we see items on this page? Because I wanted to see, did Red Team buy any Grievous Wounds?
They did. Yeah, no, they 4 of their members had previous wins. You can see it in the stats. Just close out that one.
Yep.
Like stats, the left one, and then just oh no, close out the X on the top right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
you
That's
can
right.
see all
Yeah,
the
sorry guys. Misplay there.
professional here. Yeah, no, there was the mortal reminder. There's Bramble Bust. There was the
No Grievous Wounds on your Gangplank though. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah,
I feel like that. I
unfortunately
feel like
went for killing them in one shot, hopefully,
Yeah.
rather than
I feel like Grievous Wounds on a Gangplank ulti would be super huge, right? So I don't know. I guess ultimately that's the decision that I end up making. It was a very close game in the end. Some really tense fights went back and forth. Ultimately, LegendJerry's team did manage to secure the big buffs in the end, like the Elder and the Ocean Soul, which is what matters. And they managed to play out the fights relatively safely enough until the end, so they could manage to get the picks, get the win in a 2-1. And that is going to be all from us here. Thank you, Blackburn, for joining me here on Game 3. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight, following the stream. We shall catch you guys next time. There is one more quarterfinal to be played, I believe. If I check the boards real quick, that would be Team Eating Beans and Team Burn Pup. And they get to fight for the opportunity to go to semifinals against Plato Dig on the other side of this bracket. So hopefully that will get you guys that real soon. But until next time, take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon.